The Cowboys Report is not the only YouTube channel under the Chat Sports umbrella. We have our original Chat Sports channel breaking down NFL, NBA, the occasional MLB, and a whole bunch of NFL draft stuff as well. So if you want to stay up to date on what's going on in the world of sports, go subscribe to our Chat Sports channel. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. Dylan Martindale, would you cut Jaylon in order to afford Justin Simmons? Hell yeah, I do. Buy Jaylon, now I got a better free safety. I'm in. I did that in a heartbeat. Like, I love Jaylon the player. If the $7 million-ish you save is the difference, or love Jaylon the person, thank you, producer Brett, I'm going to go with gimme Justin Simmons instead. All right, Aaron Halsey, how would you rank Deshaun Watson in comparison to Dak Prescott? I mean, I guess it partially depends on what you're looking for in a quarterback. If you want someone who, frankly, has gotten better at avoiding sacks, that's Dak Prescott. If you want someone who offers a little bit more dynamic ability on the ground, I think that's still Deshaun Watson. I think their arms are pretty similar. Accuracy is maybe a touch in favor of Deshaun Watson, but they both have some strengths and weaknesses in that area. In the end, you're talking about, like, I don't know, quarterback 4 or 5 for Deshaun Watson and quarterback 5 or 6 for Dak Prescott. And there are arguments on both sides. The advanced metrics actually favor Dak Prescott a little bit higher. The big difference is that Deshaun Watson won a championship at Clemson and was a first-round pick. If Dak had done that, the narrative changes pretty significantly. Frankly, there's nothing Deshaun Watson has done in his NFL career that's different than what Dak Prescott has done. They're very similar, and they're both awesome. So I don't want to give up extra assets to go get Deshaun Watson. If it's a one-for-one swap or something minor, I'll take Deshaun because I got him under contract, and that makes me feel better about my quarterback spot. But I'm not trading a bunch of first-round picks to go get a similar quarterback that I already have on the team. I can just pay him. All right, Zachary Marquez. How likely would it be for the Eagles to take Surtain at 6 to just mess with us? There's a very real chance the Eagles go cornerback at 6. It is not to mess with the Cowboys, however. Just like how the Eagles losing to Washington was not about messing with the Giants, they're going to take the guy that helps their team the most. Like, I love the Cowboys. It's also not always about the Cowboys, and that's what the draft is there for. Like, they're going to take the best player. If that's a receiver or a corner, they'll go that route for themselves, not to mess with Dallas. From DeLunatic, your dream starting defensive backfield for Dallas in 2021. Ooh, it's a good question. All right, so I'm keeping Trevon Diggs, obviously. I'm keeping Donovan Wilson lined up at strong safety. I am going to sign, I'll go cheap at free safety. Give me Malik Hooker at free safety, and then I'll draft someone to back him up. And then I will find a way to acquire Stephon Gilmore in a trade that does not cost me one of my top 2 picks, and then I'll pay him like a normal organization would. I can still draft a corner, but I don't have to go round 1 there. I can trade down in round 1 and give me like Asante Samuel to be my new nickel corner, or even Elijah Molden. I think that's my dream-ish route there in the end. Speaking of the NFL draft and NFL free agency, we cover that consistently on our Chat Sports YouTube channel. Link, it's right there below me. youtube.com/chatsportstv. It'll be in the comments. It'll be in the description. There's some good reasons to go subscribe there if you're not already. Daily NFL videos, including from me, a ton of 2021 NFL draft coverage, our Senior Bowl winners and losers. It'll be posted on that channel early Sunday morning. Live shows just like this Cowboys one, but all about the NFL. And if you do it nicely, you can troll other fan bases during the live chats as well. From Heath Fleck, however you say it. Should Dallas hire Jason Witten as a coach, maybe the tight ends coach? It's an interesting idea, and I am on board with that. Now, I have heard whispers the Raiders might just make him a coach in some capacity. Witten, in case you missed it yesterday, or I should say on Wednesday, will retire as a Cowboy in March. A one-day contract to hang it up and call a career. The logical next step for him is to be a coach, because he cannot be the ESPN color commentator ever again. It did not go well. Where things get a bit tricky is the Cowboys have a tight ends coach already, Lunda Wells. But you know what? The great thing about firing a spot for a coach, just make it up. Assistant linebackers coach or assistant tight ends coach, boom, it's there. Like, there's no limit. You can just make up positions. So if you want Witten as a coach on this staff, you can do it. It's not that difficult. Where things might get tricky is if Witten wants a bigger role relative to his title. So what do you guys think here? Do you want Witten as a coach? Type Y for yes or type in N for no. This will be the pinned comment. Let me know what you guys think if you get that ad break here on YouTube. All right, from Bass Attack TV, is there anybody worth trading to get another first? I don't think there's anyone on this roster that you would realistically, outside of Dak Prescott, be able to get a first-round pick for that you would want to move on from. So that kind of takes out Dak. So no, I don't think there really is. Emil Pedersen, Dak will win Comeback Player of the Year and MVP next year if he stands. I think you mean starts. Either way, there are a lot of Dak stands in the comment section. I do think Dak Prescott is your early front runner for Comeback Player of the Year. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. All right, Andres Gonzalez, what scenario is most likely happening? Keep Dak or let him walk or tag and trade for Watson/Stafford, or another random deal, Earl Thomas. All right, drink. I'll take a sip here of my water. If someone wants to get me a beer, I'll crack one open right now. I think the most likely outcome is keep Dak. Then it's just letting him walk next year in free agency and getting a lovely third-round comp pick for him. Then it's probably trading for someone like a Matthew Stafford. Then it's probably trading for Deshaun Watson. And then it's signing Earl Thomas. That's not going to happen. Jose V, sign Denzel Perryman. I don't mind this idea if you have Denzel Perryman be a cheaper two-down linebacker for you. I don't think Denzel really works for you as a three-down player. I don't trust him in coverage. So if you want to go a little bit cheaper, move on from one of your current linebackers, Jaylon Smith, and sign Denzel on the cheap and make him a middle linebacker thumper, sure, but I don't think he ends up solving your issues in the end. From Bass Attack TV, if you own the Cowboys, what changes would you make? All right, first off, Downey for owner, I'm here for it. Here's my beer. I'll crack this open too. If I own the Cowboys, I'm paying Dak. That's step number 1. Steps 2 through 5 are move on from Jaylon, move on from Zeke the next year, never pay back again, draft really well, bunch of question marks, and then profit. That's my 5-step plan. Also, I mean profit literally. I'm going to roll in that money. That's why I want to be owner. I just want to have all of the money so I never have to deal with anything ever again. And I'll hire a good GM and let him make all the decisions and then fire him when I interfere and blow it for myself and never take any personal responsibility. It's a perfect plan for myself. You guys would hate me. From Carson Wentz Sucks. Heard Broadus mention trading a first-round pick for Jeff Okudah. Is that possible / a good move? So context here, on the Cowboys draft show, Brian Broadus threw out the idea of trading a first-round pick for Jeffrey Okudah, and a couple of the guys on the show were like, I don't know about that one. I'm all for it. Because if Jeffrey Okudah was in this year's draft class, guess what, guys? He ain't getting to number 10. He's off the board by pick number 4 because the Falcons are like, oh, great. A.J. Terrell and Okudah, great. We're in fantastic shape there. And I know Okudah did not play well this year. He was injured. He was playing in a heavy man scheme, was set up for failure by a crappy head coach. I get it. There's no way the Lions do that. I'm offering 10 right now and saying you can have 10 at any point leading up to the draft in exchange for Okudah. The Lions are never going to pull that trigger because why would they move on from their consensus top defensive player and number 3 overall pick from a year ago? I know it's a new regime. That's like one of their few building blocks. And I'll tell you what, going with Aaron Glenn as the defensive coordinator, a former cornerback, probably means they want to make sure Okudah ends up being a hit. Now, speaking of trades, who is your dream Cowboys trade target? It does remain, for me at least, Quinnen Williams. I'm never going to get him. I'm offering pick number 10 for Quinnen too. And the Jets are like, nah, we're good. We're going to keep him. But let me know what you guys think your dream Cowboys trade target. Perhaps it's this one, actually, from Tristan Brown. Gallup for Gilmore straight up. Or sign Sherman. I don't think Sherman's coming to Dallas. A, I don't think he and Jerry like each other that much. And B, he's going to go to the Jets. Sherman's going to go join his buddy Robert Saleh, take a nice big contract for the Jets, and help rebuild that team. That's why Sherman was publicly advocating for Deshaun to go to New York. He knows what he's doing. I don't think Sherman's going to happen. As for Gallup for Gilmore, that's an intriguing proposition. If you promise me Stephon Gilmore is healthy, yes. I think that could be a problem, though, coming off a partially torn quad last season. JK the Grinch, give Dak an elite wide receiver 4 and a tight end, help him ball out. I mean, no. Yes, of course, I would love to do that. But, first off, what's an elite wide receiver 4? You don't use wide receiver 4. Not even Cliff was doing that in Arizona. You've got arguably the best wide receiver trio in the NFL. And you've got top 10 production out of Dalton Schultz, who many of us were ready to bail on altogether. So I get the idea behind it, but no, I don't think that's really a path the Cowboys should pursue. Because yes, you're no longer Team 40 burger, you're Team 50 burger. You're also giving up 50 points a game. At some point, you can't just keep throwing assets into your best area at receiver and being like, oh yeah, now we're good and just screw defense altogether. You got to get defensive help first and foremost. So I get the idea behind it. It's just more of a Madden move in the end. Speaking of Dak, I want you guys to rank him for me among NFL quarterbacks. Is it QB4, QB3, quarterback 5, 7, 8, 12, 74, whatever it is? Let me know what you guys think. Rank him among NFL quarterbacks. From Bloodshots54, are y'all doing a draft party? Yes, we will. We will be live for all 7 rounds of the 2021 NFL Draft on our Chat Sports YouTube channel. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. The link is right there below. As I've said for the past 2 years, producer Brett, if you take me off air during the draft, I quit. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV. I will be on for the entirety of it as far as I'm concerned. Go subscribe today. From Arturo, will the Cowboys re-sign Gerald McCoy? I'd say there's a possibility of it, and I think that helps your defensive line depth. It also doesn't fix your problem. All of a sudden, you got another option, but you don't have a legit nose tackle. Anton, which is fine, but he's nowhere near a top-end run stopper, and you don't have a dynamic impact stopper either, or penetrator either. So it helps, but it doesn't fix your problem all the way. From SG, could the Cowboys look into trading for Matt Ryan? Same answer I had when it comes to Matt Stafford. Why would I get older and worse at quarterback? Matt Stafford, good quarterback, but I have a better player already. I have Dak Prescott. Matt Ryan's on the downside of his career. He is out of he's at least out of or exiting his prime. I don't feel the need to move on from Matt Ryan or move on from Dak to get a quarterback who I have for 3 years? At that point, if you're going to move on from Dak, go draft somebody or just tank for a couple years instead.